Good morning, one and all present here. I am Naima Jiju, second year B.Ed student of St. Joseph Training College, Mananam. I will be your MC for the whole event. I would like to request you, all participants, to please kindly mute your mics so that we can avoid unnecessary noises. Thank you. India as a nation is marked by diverse linguistic, cultural, and religious backgrounds, which is held together into a composite national identity by a rich history. Government of India have launched Ek Bharat Shreshth Bharat initiative to foster national integration. EBSB is a program for promoting national integration through systematic exchange between paired institutes in the cultural, literary, and linguistic fields. So now, I would like to welcome you all to this webinar on cultural manifestations of Kerala and Himachal Pradesh, conducted by St. Joseph Training College, Manana. Let's start our session by invoking God Almighty. Let's have a prayer together. I would like to invite Dr. Anisha V. Gopalakrishnan, coordinator of EBSB Club of St. Joseph Training College, Mamnanam, to deliver the welcome address.
A warm good morning to one and all. I am Dr. Anisha V. Gopalakrishnan, Assistant Professor of St. Joseph's Training College, Mananam, and coordinator of today's webinar. India is a unique nation whose fabric has been woven by diverse linguistic, cultural, and religious threads held together into a composite culture. Mutual understanding and trust are the foundations of India's strength, and all citizens should feel cultural integration in all corners of India. The focus of Ek Bharat Shreshth Bharat program is to help the various strands of our complex culture to come together. As per EBSB campaign, every state in the country would be paired with another state, during which they would carry out a structural engagement with one another in the spheres of language, literature, festivals, cultural events, etc. In this regard, St. Joseph's Training College, Mananam is organizing a webinar on cultural manifestations of Kerala and Himachal Pradesh in collaboration with our paired institution, Government College of Teacher Education, Dharamshala, Himachal Pradesh. EBSB Club of our college has taken an extra step in reaching out to an institution outside the officially paired list, the Shiksha Bharati College of Education, Una, Himachal Pradesh. Now, let me come to my duty. First of all, I would like to welcome our resource person, Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran, Principal, Christ College, Vizhinjam. She has been a close associate of our institution who is always ready to help us with any academic ventures. Today, she is here with us as the resource person for the event. Dear teacher, on behalf of St. Joseph's Training College, Mananam, and other collaborating institutions, I will extend you a warm welcome. Next, I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. Varghese K. Cheriyan, the real motivator for all our activities. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Beena C. Nair, Associate Professor, GCTE Dharamshala, who has given us all the support to organize this webinar. We are indeed happy to know she is from Kerala. That indeed makes the communication and cultural exchange much more easier. She is in fact the right person to be the cultural ambassador for both states. With immense pleasure, I welcome you, ma'am, to this webinar. I would like to welcome Ms. Aparna Bharadwaj, lecturer, Shiksha Bharati College of Education, Pune, to this webinar. I welcome our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Ronu Thomas, the strategic planner of academic activities of our college. I also welcome the students of our collaborating institutes to this webinar. I welcome all the staff members and students of St. Joseph's Training College, Mandanam. Finally, I would like to welcome all other participants to this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anisha ma'am. The culture of Kerala has developed over the past millennia, influences from other parts of India and abroad. It is defined by its antiquity and the organic continuity sustained by the Malayali people. Modern Kerala society took shape owing to migrations from different parts of India and abroad throughout classical antiquity. I would like to request each and every one of you to please mute your mics. Thank you. Kerala traces its non-prehistoric cultural genesis to its membership to Thamuragam. Kerala showcases a culture unique to itself, developed through accommodation, culturation, assimilation of various facilities of civilized lifestyle. Himachal Pradesh is a multi-regional, multicultural, as well as a most commonly spoken languages. Hindi is the most spokenly languages in Himachal Pradesh, as well as Pahari language. Himachal is well known for its handicrafts, the carpets, the leatherworks, the shawls, paintings, metalware, woodwork, and paintings are the products which is highly demanded not only in Himachal but all over the country. So I would like to request Father Dr. Sibichan Kalrikal, CMI, Assistant Professor, St. Joseph Training College, Mandanam, to come forward and to introduce the resource person. Thank you.
Thank you, Naima, for inviting me for this beautiful task. I really enjoy being with you, especially on this platform where we are collaborating with Himachal Pradesh an institution or two institutions from Himachal Pradesh. A cultural exchange program is a joy indeed. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. And I'm very privileged to, in fact, introduce our resource person, Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran. As Anisha Miss has already introduced her, the principal of Arts and Science College, Vizhinjam. She is the principal at present. But my acquaintance with Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran began years back, 10 years before, while I was at Trivandrum in one of the B.Ed colleges. I would like to show you some reminiscences with regard to our resource person. I don't know whether how many of you know that Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran is a trained pilot. Do you know that she's a trained pilot? Any of you know? If you have no idea, this is one of her flying experiences, and she created history by, you know, flying before the stipulated time, and that was all in the newspapers. See, the first flying became a record. See, it was a record. It was in the reports. It was in the newspapers. So many newspapers reported it. Meenakshi Ramachandran, the young pilot, creating history by flying before the stipulated time. Nobody could imagine that a person could fly in such a small time. Only being trained, you know, once she joined her career or training profession as a pilot, she was able to take the flight up by herself just after 13 hours of training. So she is a trained pilot. She is a beautiful musician. See how she is singing beautifully. She's a wonderful singer. She plays Veena, and I haven't had an opportunity to see that all how she plays her musical instrument Veena. But I am sure she's a motivational speaker because I had the privilege of taking her also or accompanying her to various training colleges where we gave sessions to teachers together. And she is my mentor as well as a friend. She is my mentor as well as my friend. I'm very happy to introduce Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran to all of you, and it will take years and years to explain all those uh, various experiences that we had together. But only I have one thing to tell of her, that she is a person who walks the talk. She doesn't talk and talk, but she walks the talk. So let us also uh, be inspired by her, presentation today. I'm looking forward to it, and I want all of you to enjoy. Like buckle your seatbelt and get ready so that we will have a flying experience. She will take us to the air. She will make us enjoy these cultures. So most welcome on behalf of EBSB Club of Government College of Teacher Education, Dharmashala, and Shiksha Bharati College of Education, Una, Himachal Pradesh, and St. Joseph's Training College, Mandanam. The principals, on behalf of the principals, staff, and students, and all who are here present, I accord a warm welcome to you, my dear friend, Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sibichanachan. Thank you so much. So I would like to request Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran S, Principal of Christ College, Vizhinjam, Trivandrum, to deliver the keynote address.
Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anisha, for the warm welcome. And thank you, Reverend Dr. Sibichanachan, for a wonderful introduction. Even though it was a bit of exaggeration, I enjoyed it. And most welcome to all the students and faculty of colleges Manana, as well as Himachal Pradesh. Happy to be with you on this session. And I hope that all of you are healthy, safe. And we know that at this time, we're all either locked down or up. We are having a lot of restrictions. We are limited to work or under constraint. And we miss our friends, our colleagues. We miss all celebrations, miss the festivities, the communication, the warm relations that we had. This is a time in which we are exposed and a bit of rain. But then this time will also pass, definitely. This is a time where we should have positive thoughts. We should keep ourselves rejuvenated, be joyous, be happy, and share our happiness with friends, colleagues. When I said we have missed everything, that our friends, our colleagues, entertainment and all, we had taken all this for granted for a long time. But we understood it right now. It has been a part of us. It's a part of us, and we miss all that right now. Same way is the culture in which that we live. It's a part of us. Personality that have imbibed has been from all the social gatherings, the celebrations, the festivals, morale, the values, everything that was around us, that made us a human being. But we took all that for granted, or we didn't consider it. And this time, we are given enough and space to think about all this that has been part of us. This is the time to rethink as to who we are, how we made to be good individuals. So that definitely the culture in which we have lived, has also done a great job. So definitely this theme, the cultural manifestations of Kerala and Himachal Pradesh, definitely a very good topic we selected for this webinar. And definitely I think we'll have an interaction between the two states, Kerala and Himachal Pradesh, and we know about each other more, we become more closer. And so to present some of the details of what the cultural manifestations are here in Kerala, I think we will begin the PowerPoint presentation. So I'll be sharing my screen view. I hope all of you can see the screen.
Yes, teacher, it is visible.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Now see, as we are sitting in different parts of the country and we are dependent wholly on technological instruments, there will be a delay or a pause or some connectivity issues and all. So all of us can be very patient, and definitely the coordinators will let you know what is happening and what should be done. So we'll start with the PPT, the cultural manifestations of Kerala and Himachal Pradesh. So I'll show you some pictures. See, these are all festivals that happen in different parts of our country. You can see the Pongal, you can see the Lori, you can see the Bihu, a lot of festivals that are part of our national festivities. So what do you see in common in all these? You can see that these are all related to the harvest season. Most of the celebrations are related to the harvest seasons because definitely India is an agricultural nation and the harvesting season is a reason for rejoicing. And the harvest festival is the celebration of the food that has been grown on the land. So usually it is during the August, September time that we have all the celebrations, or most of the celebrations. Being an agricultural land, definitely our country rejoices during this period, and all festivities and celebrations, all colors and everything come during this celebrations. Now I have taken just two harvest festivals. One is the most popular, the most common, and the most celebrated one in Kerala, that is the Onam, and one harvest festival of Himachal Pradesh, that is the festival of Sair. We will see what is common in all these, in both these celebrations. So when you say about Onam, you should know the story behind that. So I'll just give you a brief introduction about how this Onam celebration has come into being. See, this is celebrated definitely to commemorate King Mahabali, whose spirit is said to visit Kerala at the time of Onam. So he was a great ruler, but he was an Asura king or a demon king. But he was very much loved by his people. There was prosperity in the land during his reign. Everybody was very happy. Now what happened is that just because he was an Asura king, the gods were jealous of him, and he had defeated the gods in a battle. And so they were not very much happy with this king, Mahabali. So what they did was they requested Lord Vishnu to somehow keep him off so that the gods can come back or come back to their own, prosperity and all. So they requested Lord Vishnu to do something with this Mahabali. But then since King Mahabali was an ardent worshipper of Lord Vishnu, he didn't like it at first. But then, because the gods forced him to do it, He said, okay, let me see. So this King Mahabali, he was, as I told you, a great king, loved by all. He had defeated the gods. So after that, he had started for a yagna, or a ritual performance, a puja, bringing in all people from the land, and he gave a boon that he will sacrifice, or he'll give, or he'll donate anything that is asked by anybody who comes to him during this puja session. So Lord Vishnu, what did he do? He took this opportunity and he took the avatar of the dwarf monk called Vamana, and he approached Mahabali. So the king naturally asked him, what do you want? I can give you gold, I can give you money, I can give you any number of villages that you need, elephants, food, whatever you want. But the little boy said, I want only 3 steps of land, 3 paces of land. So the king said, you need only that much? He said, yes, see, I am a sannyasi and I don't want much. So you just give me 3 steps of land. So the king said, okay, fine. You can take it wherever you want. And then suddenly what happened is that Vamana grew into an enormous size, and with 2 paces of his foot, he covered the whole earth. And then he asked King Mahabali, where will I keep my 3rd step? Then Mahabali said, see, Lord, I know that it is you who has come, so you can keep the last foot on my head. And the king lowered his head, and Vamana sent him down to Padala. But before that, King Mahabali asked him a boon. See, I love my country and I love my people very much. So you should give me an opportunity to visit them. And that boon was granted, and Mahabali was permitted to come and visit his dear subjects every year. And that is what we celebrate as Onam. So Onam is a time when people are all happy, they are all showing their prosperity, they enjoy, everything is new and good and in celebration during the time of Onam, because the king is coming to visit the people whom he loved dearly. So this is the most common story that is behind Onam. Now see, it falls in the month of Chingam, that is the Malayalam calendar. According to the Malayalam calendar, it falls in the month of Chingam. As I told you, is it between August and September. And this marks the new year. And the Onam festival is for over 10 days, and it concludes with the main day, that is Tiruvonam. So we have a lot of festivals, lot of games, competitions, dance events and all during the time of this Onam. So we'll see some of the celebrations that has been done. Now before that, I want to tell you that all these pictures that you see here are drawn by one of the faculty members in my college, Ms. Meryl Benny. She has done a wonderful work for me. Now see, the most important thing that we have during the Onam is the competition called Vallamkali, or the snake boat race. Large number of people, take part in this, and many people, the oarsmen, they take this huge snake-shaped boat, and we will just see how it is. So you'll have a video here.
Vijay ജയശ്രീരാളിതരായി വരുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ. കറുത്ത ചിറകു വെച്ചു അരയെന്ന കിളി പോലെ കുതിച്ചു കുതിച്ചു പായും കുതിര പോലെ. തോൽവി എന്തെന്നറിയാത്ത തല താഴ്ത്താനറിയാത്ത കാവാലൻ ചുണ്ടനീതാ ജയിച്ചു വന്നു. കുട്ടനാടൻ കുഞ്ചയിലെ കൊച്ചുവെണ്ണെ കുയിലാലെ കൊട്ടു വേണം, കുഴൽ വേണം, കുഴവ വേണം. പമ്പയിലെ പൊന്നോളങ്ങൾ ഓടി വന്നു പുണരുന്നു. അങ്കവയിൽ നെറ്റിയിന്മേൽ കുത്തുകുത്തുന്നു. തെങ്ങോലകൾ പൊന്നോലകൾ മാടി മാടി വിളിക്കുന്നു. തെന്നൽ വന്നു വെഞ്ചാമരം വീശിത്തരുന്നു. കുട്ടനാടൻ കുഞ്ചയിലെ കൊച്ചുവെണ്ണെ കുയിലാളെ കൊട്ടു വേണം, കുഴൽ വേണം, കുരവ വേണം. ചമ്പക്കുളം പള്ളിക്കൊരു വള്ളംകളി പെരുന്നാള്. അമ്പലപ്പുഴയിലൊരു ചുറ്റുവിളക്ക്. കരുമാടിക്കുട്ട നിന്നു പനി നീർക്കാവടിയാട്ടം. കാവിലമ്മയ്ക്കുന്നു രാത്രി കേരുടൻ തൂക്കം. കുട്ടനാടൻ കുഞ്ചയിലെ കൊച്ചുവെണ്ണെ കുയിലാലെ കൊട്ടു വേണം, കുഴൽ വേണം, കുരവ വേണം. വരവേൽക്കാൻ ആള് വേണം, കൊടിതോരണങ്ങൾ വേണം. വിജയശ്രീ ആളിവരായി വരുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ.
Okay, so we have seen the boat race. Now, I hope I'm audible. See, now we can see what are the other festivities that we have. See, some of the celebrations or the games that are there during the Onam season. Now, one is the Pulikali, or which is called the play of the tigers. The artists who are dressed and painted as tigers, and they perform themes as between the hunter and the hunted. So that one is called the Pulikali. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, teacher, we can hear you.
Okay, okay, thank you. So the play of the tigers, that is where the artists dress as the tiger, and there is the themes are based on the hunter and the tiger, and there will be lot of games. They are all painted in the costume of or in the dress of a tiger, and these are all accompanied by music and dance. And another one is the Uriadi, or the breaking of pots, where the people are blindfolded and they have to hit a pot that is hung on a string which will be swayed, and you have to correctly hit the pot and break it. And another one is the Vadambali, or the tug of war, when people are set on both sides and they are finding out who is the strongest. So these are some of the games that are associated with this Onam celebration, and all the participants that you see here are my students, the students of my college. See, they are playing the chanda. This is the main accompaniment of all the celebrations that go with the Onam festival. And the most important thing that we have is the Pookalam. So different patterns are set on the floor with different colors. And this Pookalam arrangement starts, say, for 10 days, and it begins from Attam and concludes with Tiruvonam. And so numerous flowers, a variety of flowers are decorated, and see, you have the Attapookalam like this. You can have different varieties of flowers. You can have any designs. So it is like a flower rangoli. I think in northern states you have the rangoli with colored powders and all. And here we are having it with different flowers. And see, these are different shapes that you can make of the Sattapukulam. This is something which is very important with the Onam celebration. And another integral part of Onam is the swing, which you can see, swings are hung on branches, high branches, and everyone enjoys swinging on this. And again, see, you have some clay figures like this made out of mud or clay, which represents Mahabali and or Vamanan. And these are kept in the middle of the Pukalam. And later it will be, once this is over, it will be taken and it will be immersed in the sea, which ends the celebrations. And another thing is the dress code that you have during this festivities. It's called the Kasav sari or the Kerala sari. And during the Onam season, people buy new clothes and wear them. It's a traditional dress. And they play a very beautiful dance called the Tiruvadirakali. This is a dress code. And you can just see my students performing the Tiruvadirakali. The next slide. Okay, so you have seen the Tiruvadira, which is an indispensable part of Onam celebrations. And next, another important thing connected with Onam is the Onam Sadhya, or the feast, which is served on plantain leaves, and it consists of mainly 9 courses. And there is a very popular saying, which is in Malayalam, Kanam Vittum Onam Unnanam, which means one must have the Onam lunch even by selling one's property. So that much importance is given to the Onam Sadhya. And this Onam Sadhya, the way it is served, it is said to be the most disciplined and the tradition-bound way of serving food. So this is the Onam Sadhya. It is enjoyed by my students during the last Onam celebrations. And again, see, next we'll go to the some information which I have collected regarding the festival of Ser. Again, this festival is also connected with harvest. See, it is during the end of the harvest season, and the people of Himachal Pradesh are preparing for the harsh winter, and they believe it to be a time when the gods return from heaven. And again, during this festival, you see the purchase of utensils, clothes, and cooking of special dishes, and invoking God by various musical instruments like beating of drums and blowing of trumpets, and offering these crops to gods for a bumper crop next year. So all I'd like to say is that, see, can you see some similarity between all this? See, even though we are in different paths, there is some similarity in our celebrations and the occasions that we celebrate and the way we do things. See, the culture of India is definitely something which is based on the Vedic literature and philosophy. And despite all the changes that we have, whether it is a religion, or dress, or food, or climate, or whatever it is, there is something that links all of us together. So these similarities that you see in this variety is what keeps India united. So you see these pictures. See the dress codes, and on the top you can see the Tiruvadira dress and the dress of Himachal. And below you can see the teachers of my college wearing the traditional sari during the Onam celebrations. So when you look at this, you can see that even when there is difference, there is something that is common for all of us. The food, as I told you, which is served during celebrations, the way it is presented, all this have something in common. So that gives importance to the culture in which we live and we have imbibed. So what is culture? It is an advanced state of mind, the development of the body, mind, and spirits, is the training and experiences that we have. And it is communicated, and gradually it embodies in a group a tradition, of which the vehicle is language. It is a matter of habits, thought, and actions that are acquired or learned by interaction with other individuals and or by groups. So culture is something which is very important for us. And you definitely must have heard about the two aspects of culture. One is the material aspect and the other is the non-material aspect of culture. The material aspect, of course, as you know, is the tools that we use, the weapons, the clothing, the shelter, the machines, and even the systems of industry. Those are called the material aspects of culture. And the non-material aspects are language, art, morality, values. Now, these two are interdependent and interrelated. As you know, see, suppose an invention is made and it belongs to the material aspect of it, but it is a product of a non-material aspect of culture. And also when its utility is concerned, it is a non-material aspect. So these two aspects of culture are very much important. And what is the nature of culture? Nature of culture, definitely it is cumulative. That means the words, phrases, the proverbs, everything that we use has been accumulated for centuries. Even though, see, some of the language is lost, the written language definitely is recorded in rock scriptures and all. And it passes through ages and comes to us. That is one nature of culture. Another is that it is in constant change. Culture is always changing. The changes can be cyclic, as you know, that dress, hairstyle, fashion, you know, even though we have new trends, we return back to the old way of doing things. So it is a cyclic process. Again, it is an evolutionary process which is uniform, which is gradual, and which is progressive. For example, the utensils that we use, it has changed gradually according to our needs. The phones that we use, it has changed. So that is the evolutionary process of change that happens in culture. And next is the purposive change. That is, we bring about changes for some purpose. That is either for certain reforms that are needed or see the family planning issues depending on the particular situation of a country, the particular needs, a particular purpose, culture changes. Next, we have the cultural diffusion. That is, we are accepting patterns from different groups, other countries. So we are definitely now, what is that, interested in Western music, Western customs, Western dresses and all. So these are all the cultural diffusion that takes place. Now, as teacher educators and future teachers, definitely culture has got something to do with education. What is the main function of education related to culture? One is the transmission of culture. The transmission of culture is that you know that we have all heard and learned epic stories, folklores, fables, folk art, etc. that has been transmitted to us from older generations. And this experience that you have is definitely important. See, our law, our history, our culture, everything is related to our culture. And it has got great educational significance. It helps us for an harmonious development of our intellect, our will, our feelings, and definitely the colorful rituals and all, provides scope of imagination. See, all these stories and all, it has been passed to us, and definitely this must form an integral part of the curriculum, because you should have a clear vision as to the norms and ideals of the society. And definitely you should inculcate the values in your students. And next is the transformation of culture. Definitely, like anything and everything, culture also changes. The values which were accepted once are being challenged in nowadays when social ideals are put to test. And because of the impact of science and technology, definitely there will be changes. So education should play an effective role and become an useful instrument for the proper development of culture. So this is a creative or transformational function of culture. So what can be done? So you can definitely familiarize your students with existing values, beliefs, attitudes, and help them to evaluate in the light of universal ideals and truths. And you can definitely teach your students to identify and grasp the common elements of various culture, which can be definitely put into the student's mind. You can help them to modify the culture on the basis of ideals and values that are accepted and deserved by society. More interaction between teachers and students is possible. So all this definitely plays an important role in the development of the personality of a child. So educational programs should be formulated in such a way that you consider all these factors. And the curriculum should also include progress science, the philosophies, the ideologies, and everything that are there in the culture in which we live. So education must be definitely a source of illumination and power, which preserves, transmits, and transforms our cultural heritage. So as teachers, we are bound to it, and we should keep this going. So I hope that I have done justice to what has been assigned to me, and I hope that you have gotten a brief idea about what Onam is. And despite all the differences, where we stay, what we follow, what we eat, there is something that keeps us united, and that is why India is a very great, powerful, united nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed a great blessing for us to have you as well as to listen to you. And also, I would like to thank Meryl Benny, who have done that beautiful illustration. She definitely needs a clap. So thank you so much, Meryl Benny. Also, I would like to thank each and every student of Price College, Virinyam, Trivandrum for that visual treat. So thank you so much, ma'am, once again. Now, I would like to request Dr. Beena C. Nair, Associate Professor, GCTE Dharmshala, for felicitation.
Namaskar. Good morning and Suprabhatam to all who have joined. I'm Dr. Beena C. Nair, Associate Professor from Government College of Teacher Education, Himachal Pradesh, Dharamshala. Before I start, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to the principal of St. Joseph's Training College, Mananam, Professor Verki Charyan, Dr. Subichan Kalarikal, the resource person, Dr. Anisha V. Gopalakrishnan, who's the coordinator of ABSP Club, Dr. Mirakshi Ramachandran, the keynote speaker. Of course, it was very nice to hear the hidden talent of her from Dr. Subichan. Mrs. Aparna, who's from Shiksha Bharati College of Education from Una. On behalf of my principal, Professor Anita Chambial, my staff, and my pupil teachers of Government College of Teacher Education, I extend my thanks to you all for inviting us to this webinar. I also thank all the participants who are participating in this event from Kerala as well as from Himachal Pradesh. I'm proud to be here to represent an institute which is an oldest and the proudest institute of teacher education in Himachal. It is situated in the foothills of the mighty and splendid Dauladhar Mountains. The Government College of Teacher Education, Dharamshala, is a premier institute for the college for training pupil teachers, which was established in September 1956 by the government of Himachal Pradesh to meet the growing demand of training teachers. And on 24th September 1993, the Ministry of Human Development and Resource, Government of India, upgraded this Government College of Education to Government College of Teacher Education. The college has been blossomed into a center of excellence in the teacher training program and has been catering to the educational needs of pre-service and in-service teacher training programs. We, the only government institute of Himachal Pradesh, we have 5 units been allotted with 250 students per semester. Altogether, we have 500 students in our college into 2 different semesters. We have 13 talented and excellent faculty members who are the backbones of this institution, in fact, the pillar of this institution. We have our students been placed in very good high-profile jobs and good posts, and of course, they have excelled in the teaching profession. I shall fail in my duty if I don't acknowledge my state. Of course, Himachal Pradesh, it's known for its beauty like Kerala as well. Himachal Pradesh, the state of India, in the extreme northern part of the Asian subcontinent, Himachal Pradesh occupies a region of scenic splendor in the western Himalayas, offering a multi-textual display of lofty snow, cloud mountains, deep gorge, and we have thick forest mountains, the large lakes, the terrace fielding, cascading streams. Instead, the name refers to the settings of Himachal as snowy slopes. In Sanskrit, Him means snow and Achal means the slopes. So as it's known as the snowy slopes, which is Himachal. Himachal is otherwise known as Devbhumi, which is the land of gods. This is the similarity what we have when we speak about Kerala, and we were fortunate enough to have been paired with such a state. Of course, my hometown and home state as well. Kerala is known as the God's own country, but Himachal, the land of gods. Lot of similarity. Of course, when you see the vision of institutions also, we have a lot of similarity. The culture as such in Himachal, it's also equally rich as the culture of Kerala. So it's my privilege to be serving in such an institute in Himachal Pradesh and to be a part of Himachal Pradesh University and Himachal State. Now, on behalf of my principal, my staff and students, I extend to you all a warm welcome and would invite you to please do visit Himachal Pradesh. We will be there to receive you with all means and with all hospitality. So we want you all to be here, join us, visit Himachal. But of course, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, we have certain constraints. Hope it will get winded up soon so that we'll get an opportunity to have exchange programs being organized, and we would invite you to visit Himachal to actually know the real beauty of Himachal. And now we have a small presentation being prepared by my students. I would actually congratulate and thank them for preparing this presentation during this COVID-19 pandemic. So the effort put to them is highly acknowledged, and I hope you will enjoy the event being presented by them by the small clipping. Thank you so much. And I extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to the organizing institute, the paired institute, the St. Joseph Training College of Education, Madhanam. I also thank the principal, Professor Verki Cherian, Dr. Sibichan Kalirkal, and Dr. Anisha Gopalakrishnan, who has taken so much effort to organize this webinar. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Himachal.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. It was indeed great pleasure listening to you. Thank you so much. So now let's watch a beautiful video collaboration. As she said, it was prepared by the students of Government College of Teacher Education, Dharamshala. It was actually, they portray their talents. So let's enjoy the video.
एबे जोबे नहीं आईदा नहीं आईदा तेरे कोटे संगरी नहीं आईदा जोबे नहीं आईदा नहीं आईदा तेरे कोटे संगरी नहीं आईदा एबे जोबे नहीं आईदा नहीं आईदा तेरे कोटे संगरी नहीं आईदा जोबे नहीं आईदा नहीं आईदा तेरे कोटे संगरी नहीं आईदा
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because this was splendid, actually, I should say. So beautifully talented students and so well organized video. I think you have to check the chat box because a lot of comments are there for you guys. If anybody is feeling to comment, you can feel free to comment on our chat box and appreciate them. And thank you so much. Thank you so much to each and everyone for your effort. So now I would like to request Ms. Abarna Bharatwaj, lecturer of Shiksha Bharati College of Education, Una, for delivering felicitation.
A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Aparna Bharatwaj, Assistant Professor from Shiksha Bharati B.Ed College. It is situated in Una, one of the districts of Himachal Pradesh. It is my pleasure to represent my college. Shiksha Bharati is a registered society in the field of education for all-round development of future generation. It has been running successfully since 1989, education institution in remote needy areas along with the general stream of education. I want to start this by quoting, "The greater the diversity, the greater be the perfection." I believe that this is a great initiative by the Ministry of Higher Education and EPSP Club by bringing the cultures and knowledge sources together to strengthen the foundation of our education system. As they say about India, there's always a unity in diversity, and I believe we can achieve this by unifying our knowledge base and create best version of our country. Himachal Pradesh is very well known by the name of Dev Bhumi Himachal, which means a land of God. Himachal Pradesh, a northern Indian state or in the Himalayas, is known for its beauty and especially for its culture. As ma'am said, Meenakshi ma'am said in her presentation that we are similar to each other. We share so much things. Which share so many things which are similar in both the states. But still, it is very important for a nation to always be together. And by knowing about each other's culture, festivals, what they celebrate, I seriously feel like it is a great honor to be the part of this webinar. And now I want to reflect some light on our beautiful district, Una, as Una is the bustling district in Himachal Pradesh. It is a great amalgamation of both the Punjabi and Himachali cultures. Being one of the youngest districts in Himachal Pradesh, Una has come along in terms of infrastructural developments as well as in achieving a great literacy rate too. And now I really want to congratulate especially to all of us who have joined this webinar, because being a part of this, it is going to enable us to stand together as one nation. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Now, my students from my college have prepared a video in which they are going to represent, and they have represented about the different places of Una which we worship. So please, I request Naima to show the video.
Nestled between the Himalayas and the Shivalik mountain range, the pilgrim town of Chintapunni is one of the 51 Shakti Peeth in India. Dedicated to Chinmastika Devi, the Mata Chintapunni temple is situated in the Una district of Himachal Pradesh, around 50 km from Kangra. The Mata Chintapunni Devi temple is a famous attraction in the town, and legends suggest that the temple came into being after the goddess revealed herself to Pandit Mai Das, who was an ardent devotee. Das descendants continue to reside here and are the temple priests. According to mythology, the goddess cut off her head to assuage the bloodthirst of her companions. Hence, the name Chinmastika Devi, or the goddess without a head. The Chintapunni fair, locally known as Matadam Mela or the fair of the mother goddess, is celebrated with the fervor at the temple. Held thrice a year in the months of Chaitra, that is March to April, Sawan, that is July to August, and Ashwin, that is September to October. In Chaitra and Ashwin, the fair is held in Navratras, whereas in Sawan, it takes place during the first 10 days of Shukla Paksh, which is the bright half of the lunar month. The fair continues day and night for 9 days during the Navratras and for 10 days in Sawan.
Dera Baba Badwag Singh is a popular Gurdwara in Una that was established by Sant Baba Badwag Singh Ji and closed by eucalyptus tree. The Gurdwara stand on top of the hills where thousands of Sikhs comes this place every year to take blessing of Baba Badwag Singh Ji, a Sant who made this Gurdwara, which was earlier known as Dera, located 40 kilometers away from Una. Baba Badwag Singh and Hola Mahalla Fair are few popular fairs that conduct here during Feb to offer greeting to Baba Badwag Singh Ji. This fair is held during Holi festival and known for treating mental problem of mentally challenged people. Dera Baba Badwag Singh followers believe that during the month of Holi and Diwali, if anyone take a holy bath in Dholi Dhar and visit Gurdwara, Baba fulfill their wishes.
The town of Una, which happens to be district headquarters situated by the side of Swan River, tributary of the Satluj River. Una is home to the Kila, which is historical fort and an ancestral home of the descendants of the first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Baba Sahib Singh Ji Bedi was born on Panchami Etwar on Sammat 1812. Babaji was born at Una Sahib at Amrit Vela in the household of Baba Ajit Singh Bedi and Mata Swarup Kaur. His soul was thirsty for the gift of Amrit. Prakash Utsav is celebrated at Una at Gurdwara Baba Sahib Singh Ji from 26th to 28th March every year. It is an important festival for the people of Una and they celebrate it with joy. The huge city Kirtan is taken out to commemorate the birth anniversary of Baba Sahib Singh Ji Bedi. Panj 5. Lead the beloved city of Kirtan. Kirtan reaches Gurdwara via various places after embellishing Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji on a vehicle decorated with flower palanquin. Prabhat Feri is taken out on the occasion of Prakash Utsav, in which a large number of Sangat participates. On this occasion, the Sevadar of Gurdwara motivates Sangat to follow the path described by Babaji.
Una is a religious and cultural hub in Himachal Pradesh. It has deep-rooted Punjabi or Sikh-influenced culture. During festive season, people wear colorful dresses. Local fairs and festivals have their unique attraction, mainly used to invoke god and goddesses during festive seasons. Lodi. Lodi is a festive festival celebrated by the people. It coincides on the onset of Magh month. People wear vibrant clothes and prepare dance performances. Children sing folk songs and go door to door. People from different households come together and lit a bonfire, put away popcorns or puff rice in the flames as a sacrifice to God so that they blessed with rich harvest. Baisakhi, also known as Basua, celebrated on 13th of April. Planning of the celebrations are much begin early. People take a holiday. During day, various Baisakhi fairs held at many places. Baisakhi festival mainly celebrates the harvest. Bhangra dance is generally performed during the Baisakhi festival. Giddha performed by the women mainly at the festival occasions. Dance is followed by the rhythmic clapping and typical traditional folk songs sung by ladies in the background.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Also, thank you so much each and everyone for this beautiful video. Now, I would like to request Alvin Roy, Chairman of St. Joseph Training College, Mannanam, to deliver the word of thanks.
A warm and graceful morning to all of you. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this webinar possible. I, Alvin Roy, on the behalf of the St. Joseph's College and the entire fraternity of the institution, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty of God for making today's event a resounding success. With the blessings and grace, we are able to make the event what it was. And on the behalf of my college, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Meenakshi Ramachandran, Principal, Christ College, Vizhinjam, Thiruvananthapuram, who spared her time from the busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear graceful thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. Ma'am, I extend my token of gratitude to you on the behalf of my institution and all other people, students, teachers from the other institutions as well. A special mention to our respected principal, Dr. Varghese Kecharian, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing pillars of strength. With a deep sense of appreciation, I also provide my deep sense of gratitude to you, sir, and our sincere gratitude to all students of Government College of Teachers Education, Dharamshala, and Dr. Beena Sinaya, Assistant Professor of GCTE, Dharamshala, and the students. And I congratulate their mind-blowing performance. And once again, I make my heart to consolidate and have a token of gratitude to them. Last but not the least, I am short of words for their involvement and their willingness to take an completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. I extend my gratitude to Dr. Ronu Thomas, teacher, for her support, and Dr. Anisha V. Gopalakrishnan, the EBSB coordinator, and all other teachers, my colleagues, my classmates, and all others, a token of gratitude. And I assure all of you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alvin. Thank you so much. So our meeting is actually coming to an end right now. So now on the chat box, you are provided with a feedback form link. So you can go through the link and give your feedback. And please wait for 3 days at least. You will get certificate within 3 days for sure. So everybody of you, I request you all to just go through the link and just fill in the feedback form. Our meeting is coming to an end officially right now. I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining and with your presence, making it a great success. Thank you so much, each and everyone, for taking such a huge effort to make this a great effort. On behalf of St. Joseph Training College, Mannanam, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your presence and making this webinar a great success.